live. Paddy the Baddy. Pimblett, thank you so much for taking the time today. I am super excited to have you on my show.
More than welcome, lads. It's a pleasure to be here. You know that.
I told you a few seconds ago, is there something that the world doesn't know already about Paddy the Baddy?
Well, I'm half an open book, lad. Everyone half knows everything about me anyway. But one that I've just thought of right then, literally before we started, when I was about 7, 8, I was in junior school. I had child arthritis in my legs. And
Both?
yeah, it was bad, lad. I remember waking up woke up a good few times, lad, in bits. I remember one time waking up at like 4 in the morning. And lad, when you're 7, 8, waking up at 4 in the morning is not normal. You're like, what the fuck? I woke up like, screaming, lad. I couldn't straighten one of my legs. I couldn't straighten one of them. I had to keep my leg bent. I couldn't fully straighten it out. Like when, funny because people in the street, obviously, I had mates in the street and I'd be like, lad, I was on crutches. Why are you on crutches? Like, lad, I've got arthritis. No, you haven't. Old people have got arthritis. You haven't got arthritis. Like, lad, I have. Promise you now, I've got arthritis. I had to get my mates to come to ours and I had to say in front of me mum, what have I got wrong with me? You know what I mean? Or me nan, or me dad. I had to get people to ours and say, what's wrong with me? And they like watch me take my tablets. But obviously I grew out of it and it shocks people to this day because now I'm very flexible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was about to say, with all those flying triangles, it's
I can
like...
get my legs in all my positions. I can put my leg behind my head. You know what I mean? So it's mad the way my flexibility is like that because it shouldn't be. My legs should be fucked.
Wait, so how many years did you kind of suffer from that arthritis?
About 2 or 3 years when I was a kid, yeah.
And it was fully gone?
And then it just went, yeah. It was mad. It just went. Don't know if it was the stuff the doctors were giving me or it was literally, I grew out of it. You know what I mean? So I've got no idea. But it was just weird. Like waking up as a kid, lad, and just screaming the house down because I couldn't move my legs. My leg was either like stuck like that or stuck like that, and I couldn't move it. If I moved it, lad, I was in agony.
What were you like generally as a kid? Were you a wild man like you are now?
Yeah, I was a little fucker, like. I was, lad, a little fucker. I'm not gonna lie about it, lad, I was very annoying to older people, lad. You know what I mean? I'd just be non-stop. Remember, like, my sister's like 11 years older than me, lad, and obviously she come to ours with her boyfriend when I was younger. She's still with she's married to the same lad now, Dale. And lad, I must have used to do his head in, you know. I thought back now, lad, when he used to just be sitting with our Kirsty, lad, just like just watching something. I'd be sitting downstairs shouting up, "Hey, Dale, this has happened on the wrestling." And he's shouting down going, "Yeah, lad, yeah." Just pretending to be arsed when he doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And thinking back now, I was thinking to myself, wow, I was an annoying little bastard back then, weren't I? He must have thought, go away, lad, I'm just chilling with your sister.
And you went to an all-boys school, yeah?
Yeah, I
must
went
have
to
been
an all-boys
crazy.
school. It was funny, lad. Like, stuff in an all-boys school, it couldn't happen if there was girls there, because people are like, oh, I'm embarrassed to do that. Some proper stupid shit went down, lad.
What's the craziest story you could think of from your time in
There's loads of
all-boys?
mad stories, lad. Like, I remember people bringing these little fart bags in, what stunk, and the teachers going bananas over them, saying, "Oh, they can make people pregnant, have miscarriages," and lad, they went bananas over it, and it was a fart bag. Literally, it's all it was, a fart bag. People throw it, it'd smell the room up. One of the assistant head teachers, lad, went bananas. That can make one of the teachers have a miscarriage. And lad, it was heavy.
Do you have a favorite childhood memory just in general that you feel like kind of summed up your entire life growing up?
Don't know, to be honest, that lad. I think back to Liverpool winning the Champions League in 2005, because I can remember watching that I was watching it in my nan's. Liverpool were getting beat 3-0 at half time, and then I went next door and started watching it with Louis next door.
He was a good luck charm.
3-1, 3-2, 3-3. When we scored, his dad said, "You're not going back next door, you're staying here." You know what I mean? Then lad, me and him, we were only like 10 I was 10, I think he was 11. Lad, we ran down the road and naked, swinging our Liverpool tops round our heads, lad. You know what I mean? Oh, sick, you know. Looking back, thinking back to shit like that now, lad, when you're younger. And then the next time Liverpool won the Champions League, I was in the stadium. Fucking brilliant.
What's it like for you, you know, obviously growing up in Liverpool and now I'm sure getting recognized on the streets and being their beloved next future generation star.
To be honest, lad, it's been happening in Liverpool for years. Ever since I said Scousers don't get knocked out in 2006.
They don't.
In 2016, I've been getting pictures non-stop. You know what I mean? Like, by ours, it's normal when I go for something to eat or when I go for a bevy with my mates or my missus. It's normal, lad, for people to just come over and say, oh, can I have a picture? So I'm used to it. It's weird now that it's happening in other countries and other cities and stuff like that. But as I say, I'm used to it. I always knew what was coming, lad. I knew I'd have one fight, one interview, and I'd blow up, and it's happened.
Why do you think in your head you've blown up the way you have? Is it just the person that means the fighting?
Just being myself, lad. Being myself. That's all I'm being. Know what I mean? And people like that. People like it when people be themselves. People don't like it when people put acts on and try and be someone they're not. And that's not what I do. I just be me, lad. You speak to me in a podcast, lad. You speak to me in an interview. You bump into me on the street. You bump into me at a show. I'm the same kid.
Do you feel the pressure though to, to kind of up the ante as you go?
I don't feel pressure, lad.
Never.
No such thing as pressure. Pressure's always you put it on yourself, lad. I don't feel pressure, lad. There's no point in feeling it. You put pressure on your own shoulders. No one else can do it. You do it to yourself. That's what all the commentators were saying about me in my last fight. Oh, he's put so much pressure on himself coming into this fight by the way he's talking. I haven't. That's just me. I'll talk like that because that's me, and I won't. That's not pressure, lad. Like, pressure's fighting in front of your own fans, lad. When you're going into the fight injured, lad. That's pressure. That's when you need to worry, when you're going into a fight injured and doing 5 rounds in front of your own fans, and you know that your body's not up to it.
Is that you're referring to that?
Yeah, my wrist.
Still have the.
I mean, yeah, the scars are disgusting, lad.
Is it
That one and that one.
Is it fully recovered now?
That'll never be fully recovered.
What's and it's the mobility.
It's more twin, lad. It's stupid shit, lad. Like turning me key in my door. What's annoying? Like punching people, lad. It doesn't make a difference. I'll fucking still punch people in the face with it, lad. Know what I mean? That impact doesn't hurt. It's stupid little things like turning me key in the door. Know what I mean? But I'll still knock anyone out with the right hand, lad. Or choke anyone with it. But it's, as I say, it's the little flimsy things, lad. Like, that's what's most annoying about the wrist.
And they'll never be able to fix that.
I don't think so, lad. I don't think so, but who gives a fuck, lad? I'm gonna carry on punching people in the head with these hands, lad, so I don't need them fixing just yet anyway, lad. I'll wait till another 10, 15 years, lad, when I'm not punching people in the head no more.
Do you think about, when you think of your goals in those next 10, 15 years, is that something that you set for yourself, or?
Yeah and no. Know what I mean? I don't look too far into the future. It's always about your next fight, because if you don't win your next fight, you haven't got the ones after that. So you don't want to plan too far ahead, but I got asked the question the other day, where do you want to be in a year or two, lad? And I want to smash another few people's heads in, and I want more zeros on my bank account.
What feels better to you, smashing someone's head in or choking them out unconscious?
Either or, lad. Either or. Because you're making the person quit. Either way. Well, saying that you're not, because you're shutting the lights out if you knock them out. So it's probably better to submit them, because you're making them quit. You know what I mean? You're forcing that submission on them and making them not want to do it no more.
So you feel good when you make that person quit?
Yeah, of course, lad. Make them good. Make them feel like a little bitch, lad, and you're on top of them.
but do you think it's like strictly because you're looking for that feeling of like better than you, or is it that you just
nah, like I would never think I'm better than someone as an individual or a human being, you know what I mean? But I think I'm better than everyone as a fighter, lad. That's just, if you don't think you're better than everyone as a fighter, you're in the wrong sport.
Have you always been this confident?
Yeah.
Since you were young?
No, not since I was a little kid, lad. When I first started getting into fighting, lad, and
I heard you got beat up in the gym by some girls.
Realising how good I was. Yeah, that was my first ever session, lad.
That's what you were telling.
I was telling James English about that, lad, the fella who does podcasts back in England.
I listened to it.
And if you've looked at the comments on the YouTube page...
Well, I didn't see it.
Millie commented on it.
No.
The girl who spinning back fisted me, she commented on it.
What did she say?
Saying, I remember this, Paddy, you know what I mean?
Just so people who are listening, it's you did a great podcast with his name's James English?
Yeah.
And you're talking about your first, I think, sparring session, and you were
Yeah,
with
my
a
first,
girl, and she just absolutely was going to
yeah.
town on you.
I was 15, lad.
Millie, shout out to Millie.
Yeah, shout out to Millie from Brazil. She was a beast when I first come in, lad.
She head kicked you, no?
No, she spinning back fisted me, lad. She probably head kicked me before it, lad, but it was the spinning back fist. What was the... Ooh!
How old
She
are
hit
you?
me with a spinning back fist, lad, and I went whack 15 and proper took me head back. And there was 3 coaches stood behind the desk and all 3 of them went, ooh. And that's when you knew. Like, when all 3 coaches like, fucking hell, she's just whacked him there. You knew you're just being proper whacked.
You were how old?
Which?
When you got proper whacked by Millie?
15.
Wow.
15. That's what I mean. A few months later, lad, she went home and come back, and I'd obviously got a bit better. And I muftied it a few months later. But she didn't have no quitting, I'll give her a due. She'd always keep coming forward. She'd have good spars with lads in the gym, know what I mean? Or mainly the younger ones, because she was only about 50 kilo or something. She was, lad. I was only about 50 kilo when I first joined, so she used to go with the younger lads, and she used to fucking hold her own.
And at what point in your life did you know I want to be a mixed martial artist full time?
It was after my first fight. I was like, yeah, this is unbelievable. This is the best feeling in the world, getting your hand raised. So I wanted to do it from then, but like obviously I had a few things here and there where I was gonna walk away from the sport, especially when I think when after I'd lost my first fight, lad, I was 4-1. All my mates were making money doing other things outside of MMA and stuff, obviously, because none of them do MMA. They're making money doing other things that I could have started doing and started making money myself, and I thought, oh, don't know what to do. And then my coach after like sat me down and just said, listen, you can go far. You need to get your head screwed on. And I went on a 9-fight win streak, lad, and after that I become a featherweight champion of the world, so it was worth it.
But how did you kind of get your mind right in that sense at that moment in time when you had some of those self-doubts?
Lad, it wasn't even self-doubts, it was just money. At the time, lad, it was money. MMA doesn't pay very well. Well, when you're at the lower echelons, it doesn't, know what I mean? As I say, I was 4-1, lad. I didn't deserve to get paid much because I was 4-1. I was only a young kid. I had to prove myself until I would to finally start earning money. And a few fights later, I was proving myself, and I did start to earn money, and it was worth the wait, 100%.
Really? Do you remember what it was like when you got like your biggest paycheck at that time? Did you
Yeah,
go nuts?
the Cage Warriors one, lad. When I fought for Cage Warriors, lad, when I won the belt, they gave me a new contract. So I turned the UFC down, stayed with Cage Warriors. And it half got to me head at first, lad, know what I mean? When you get that first big paycheck and everyone's like, oh, Paddy this, Paddy that, lad. Everyone's licking your ass. Your head half falls off at first, lad. You forget yourself a bit. And I did for a few months. And it took me to lose a few things in my life and to lose a fight to realise what I was up to.
I think you also, in that, I think it was that James English interview, you talk about, I think after your first loss, crying, just kind of like all the time.
Nah, lad, that's after every loss, that, lad. But that was after my last loss, that one. I was just depressed, lad. Proper badly depressed.
But what was it? Was it just the fact that you lost?
No, because I went into that fight with a broken hand, and in the first round I had him in a rear naked choke. And if my hand, I didn't have surgery 3 months before the fight, I would have just squeezed and put him asleep. Know what I mean? But I couldn't because there was no strength in my arm. And then where I was squeezing for like 3.5, 4 minutes, in between the first and second round, I went back to the corner and was like, grab my arms. And they were like, just crack on. I went out and I won the next round. And then from then on, lad, everything just, like, I broke my hand in the second round again. So I punched him in the second round. And where I'd had surgery 3 months before that one, I broke my hand again. That's why I had to get another surgery after the fight. So, lad, that was what made that worse. I was that close from winning. And then I'd just wake up every morning after that fight, lad, and sit there and cry for about half an hour. That was what I was doing. I was in a routine of doing that. Because I couldn't even go and train because of my hand. I had to get more surgery. So I couldn't even go and train, lad, and like not think about it. So when you're on the mat, lad, you don't think about nothing else. Doesn't matter what the fuck's going on at home, lad, or what the fuck's going on in the world. When you get on the mat and start rolling with someone, all you're worrying about is them not snapping your arm or choking you. So you don't have to worry about, what am I having for me tea later? Fucking, oh shit, I haven't been shopping and got the dog's food. You know what I mean? don't worry about shit like that, because you're on the mat and you're rolling.
Is that what you love most about MMA?
Yeah, you forget about everything else. You know what I mean? Everything takes a back seat, lad, when you're on the mat and you're either sparring or you're rolling. You don't want to get choked, you don't want to get punched. So I always say to people, as like a stress release, people who are like stressed out of their head, go and roll, go and do some jiu-jitsu. Especially if you want to learn some self-defense. It's perfect for it, lad. A lot of people don't realise that. A lot of people think, oh no, I need to punch. But if someone tries to punch you, lad, you can easily just reverse it and sit them on their ass and go, lad, do it again and I'll fucking choke you.
Have you gotten into any, or did you get into any street fights when you were young?
No, not really, lad. I wasn't
You weren't that wild?
No, I'm not a big street fighter or nothing like that. I had a few fights as a young kid in secondary school. I had most of them, I did, yeah. One of them, no one won, lad. Fucking someone banged on a window and we both had to run away. we were fighting in someone's front garden, lad. Someone banged on the window. We were both just ran away, lad, dead quick. But yeah, lad, I was never really a street fighter, nothing like that. A lot of people say that's how they get into MMA and stuff like that. I weren't, lad. I was a small kid.
You never, because obviously, I mean, you talk to fighters and some of them, they had depression or anger or something that got them into it. For you, it wasn't. It was just kind of the love of the sport.
Yeah, just wanted to do it. I just went to the next gen, lad. After I'd watched a few UFC fights. Obviously, the first one I watched properly was Clay Guida versus Diego Sanchez. Then I watched UFC 103, and I just went a few weeks later, and I was a natural at jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? I was just a natural straight away. I started to get onto things. Like in my first session, I was nearly guillotining someone who was there for like 6 months already. So I caught on to things quite quick when it comes to jiu-jitsu, and I've got no quit in me, lad. I never have had. Like, even when I was a little kid in there, winding the fucking 30-year-old men up, lad, and he would choking me out, I'd go to sleep, wake up and start laughing at them. I would, lad. So, in the end, he'd say, oh, I'm not even going messing with him no more, because I'd just wake up and carry on annoying you.
What was your family's reaction when you told them you wanted to do this full time?
I got kicked out of ours at one point.
Really?
Yeah. Because I went to college. Lad, and the college was a joke. The college, you had to pick 3 lessons and do something. You had to pick 3 different subjects and do citizenship as well. Citizenship was just an hour a week. So
What's
I had
citizenship?
You tell me, lad. Only citizenship's a load of bollocks. Just sit there and say, oh, yeah, say thank you to him and all stupid shit like that, lad. But you're meant to pick 3 subjects and then citizenship was an hour a week. I picked 3 subjects, but I ended up dropping one of them. So where I dropped one of them, I only had the 2 subjects in citizenship. Lad, the college sent a letter to me house like I weren't turning up to the other class, but I dropped it. So they sent a letter to me house like I was sagging school, you know what I mean? Like I weren't going. So I ended up having murder with my mum on the phone. This is like...
Yelled at you?
Yeah. This is like a week before my biggest amateur fight. Is that? And I got kicked out of my house a week before my biggest amateur fight. And then again, lad, a couple of months later, I had murder with my mum again and got kicked out before my pro debut. You know what I mean, lad? At first...
Where'd you go to stay?
A friend's. Just in a friend's, lad. And then when I fought Col Rigby, lad, that big amateur fight on the Monday, where I'd been kicked out of ours, I ate doner meat and chips that night because I didn't have nothing else to eat. You know what I mean? I'm sitting with my mates who had to order food. I got doner meat and chips. And it was on the Monday. I was weighing in on the Friday, lad, to fight on the Saturday.
It's a crazy... I mean, you guys live a crazy life.
Oh, yeah,
you.
we do. We live a mad, fucked up life, lad. I always say this. People don't understand what an MMA fighter's life, lad. Like...
But you enjoy it? Yeah,
I love it, me. I do. I love it, lad. It's indescribable, lad, the feeling. I say to people, like, I've never had a child, lad, but the only feeling I can compare to getting your hand raised is having a child. When you're in that cage and you get your hand raised, and you just start screaming, lad. It's nothing like it.
Do you anticipate having a child one day?
Oh, yeah.
That's something that...
Yeah, I am.
How many?
Like, well, I've got a brother and a sister, lad, so I want to have the same one, 3.
3. 2 boys, girls, what's the ideal
I'd have a
distribution?
boy first.
A boy first?
Yeah.
And then a girl?
And then a boy.
And then a boy?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I feel like 2 more Paddy the Baddies would be menaces.
Would like my sister's the eldest, and then I've got an older brother, and then me. You know what I mean? So
you
it
want
goes
the
girl,
same.
boy. But I'd rather have a boy first, me.
Would you let him get into MMA?
Yeah, if he wanted to. I mean, it's completely up to them, innit? Like, my dad never forced me to do anything, and I found what I wanted to do. That's what I reckon happen with most kids, lad. Nowadays, they've got pure different options, lad. I'll just make sure that he doesn't sit in the house all day and play an Xbox or a PlayStation, because them kids are just hams.
Are you the only fighter of the family?
Yeah. My uncle who died was a big fighter, but he wasn't a boxer, nothing. He's just like a street fighter.
And I'm curious also, I wanted to go back to, when you're trying to get out of a funk or you need advice, is there someone in your life, whether it's, on a personal side or on the MMA's front, that you go to get that kind of advice?
Yeah, there's multiple people in my life, lad. Like, I have me mates by ours, I have me family. My dad's one of the main people I go to if I need to speak to you about anything. You know what I mean? Then I have me coach, me coaches, Ellis, Paul, Adam. And I've got a good group of people around me, lad. That's like from day one, and I know that they've got my best interests at heart. You know what I mean? I went through a phase a few years ago of listening to dickheads and hanging around with people who didn't have my best interests at heart and just cared about themselves. So I learned a few lessons on that front.
How did you kind of gauge that they might have not had your best interest, or?
You just realise a few months later, lad. Comes to you, you know what I mean?
But is it just people trying to clout chase and
Yeah,
hop
that's
on
it, lad. People want
Paddy?
to get in nightclubs with you, lad, and want to fucking just say, oh, I was with Paddy the Baddy the other day, shit like that, you know what I mean? People jump on the bandwagon, lad, and it's irritating. But at the time, it's not, lad. At the time, lad, you're made up, you're like, oh, everyone wants to be your mate. And that's why I'm glad it happened to me when I was 21, 22, lad, because it made me realise fucking what an idiot I was and like shit like that. Now, there's certain people around me, lad, and that's it. I've got me manager, me coaches, me mates who are me day ones, lad, from by ours, and me family. That's it.
And you have your long-term girlfriend, yeah?
Yeah.
And you guys have been together for how long?
10 years.
Since you were...
I was 16, she was 15.
Wow.
It's a long time.
That's
like,
a long...
Yeah, it's a long time, like, very long time.
On and off, or...
At the start, a little bit on and off, lad, but we've been together now consistently for like 5-6 years, lad, without fail.
What's the best relationship advice you have from your experiences?
Do as you're told.
She gives you orders?
She tries to, like,
I feel like you don't accept orders, though.
no, but lads, it's just better doing as you're told by your bed. It's just better doing as you're told, lad. Make life easier.
What's the one thing that she's always telling you to do that you're like, what the fuck?
Everything. Swear, lad. I get moaned at every day to tidy up. I still get flipped on, lad, because we've been in our house now since last December, and I haven't cooked her a tea or put a wash on. But I can't put a wash on, and I'm not a good cook. So I don't know what she wants from me. I'm not Gordon Ramsay.
But what if you learn to cook? Maybe she would...
Yeah, if I learn to cook, like, my dad's a proper heavy cook.
No, but
lad.
for her, like, to show her that you love
I'm in
her.
the gym every day, lad. I haven't got time to go on some heavy chef course, lad. I'm in the gym every day training, lad.
So you haven't cooked a single meal?
I've cooked like cheese on toast and that.
Come on. That doesn't count.
It does though, because I've made it from scratch.
What about, okay, tea? Like, just you have to chuck the water into the pot.
Oh, a cup of tea. Yeah, I'll do a cup of tea. That's
Okay.
that's fucking light work. Cup of tea is nothing, lad. Cup of tea is easy, but... And she wants you to start making salt and pepper chicken and fried rice from scratch, lad. Nah, that ain't me.
Is she a good cook?
Yeah, she is. I have went to cook a few scans before, and as I go to start cooking and doing shit, she just walks over and goes, no, I'll just do it. And I'm like, I said I'll cook. She's like, no, I'll just do it. Move. So you can't win, lad. You go to cook and you get moaned at because you're going to make a mess. And then, like...
Tastes like shit?
Do you know what I mean? Just get moaned at, lad. So...
Does your cooking taste like shit when you've tried it?
No, depends what I'm cooking.
What's the best thing you've cooked?
Going back now to years ago, lad, to food tech in school. We used to cook salt and pepper chicken and fried rice in school. I like the simple things, lad. One of my favourite things to make is just a bowl of cereal.
I mean, granted, it's not that hard to make.
No, lad, cereal. Life's easy. Know what I mean? Some crunchy nut. Some milk. You're done, lad. Seconds. Not even minutes, lad. Seconds. And you're filling your stomach. Know what I mean? Cheese on toast takes a few minutes.
Come on, cheese on toast?
Beans and sausage on toast is sound. But that's another one, just quick in the microwave, 3 minutes, boom. I have that with cheese on as well. Cheese makes anything better. Anything. Literally, I can put cheese on anything, lad.
I love, because I saw that there's that one hilarious interview, I think it was with MMA on Point, where you're eating a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, burgers.
I'll be honest, that's possibly my favourite interview of all time.
No, honest. And I could tell you were so happy.
Yeah, lad.
You were eating different kinds of burgers.
I'm just happy when I eat food, lad.
I think you said you'd be on that, like, fat show if you...
Yeah, lad.
You'd be Paddy the Fatty.
I'd be a diabetic. And I'd have high cholesterol. I would. I'd be terrible, lad. Like, my favourite drink's cherry coke, lad.
But you're a fucking fighter.
I know. So I have to just drink water for 8 weeks and fucking shit.
But when you're not in fight camp, you eat like a...
Yeah, when I'm not in fight camp, I'm a fat bastard, lad, heavy. That's why I'm fat.
What are you at right now?
Well, lad, because I've been in San Diego and stuff with my manager, lad, he's had me
I know
on a
Graham
little...
keeps you on a diet.
Yeah, he's had me on a little strict diet, lad, for a few days, lad. So when
Feeds you salads and carrots?
Yeah, when I went to San Diego, when I got on that flight, I was like £190. And then I was only there...
190?
Yeah, I was only there for 4 days. And when I got on the flight to go to New York, I was 180. So, like, it just comes off me. Like, because I am that much of a
But
fat
you just
cunt.
eat like a bastard.
Yeah. I eat like the man versus food fella. I do, lad. I'm not messing. I go for main meal. That's the good thing about being in America, because you get a main meal and it's a big portion.
Yeah.
When I get a main meal in England, I get 2 main meals. So I get like a noodle dish and fish and chips or something. You know what I mean?
You ever touch greens or?
Yeah, I like my main greens are broccoli, green beans, a little bit of asparagus every now and then.
Do you eat that like only when you're on fight camp?
Mainly, yeah.
So when it's not fight camp, you just eat like a pig.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Donuts and everything.
Yeah.
But then doesn't it kill your cut?
No, because I'll get back on a diet well before it. Like, as I say, I'm starting to lose weight now. So, like, 155 will be easy again. I know it will.
I don't even know how you got to 145.
Oh, 145 used to kill me, lad. I used to fight at 135.
When you're how old?
18. Well, 16, 17, 18. And then by the time I was 19, I missed weight for the second time at bantamweight. So I had to move up. And then I was featherweight for about 8 fights. Never missed weight. Oh no, I did miss weight once. I'm chatting shit. I did miss weight. Talking shite.
When you're gonna retire, you're gonna be full time.
Yeah.
Fatty.
If you'd ever seen Prince Nazim when he does interviews, lad, I'm gonna look like Prince Nazim, me lad.
That doesn't worry you though, health wise.
No, I don't care. I really don't, lad. I've done that much killing myself to diet and make things that when I'm retired, lad, I just want to be happy, and having high cholesterol and being a diabetic will make me happy.
Other than eating and other than rolling on the mats, when are you happiest?
I'm chilling with my mates, lad, or my family, or I just like sitting around talking shite. It passes time, great, lad. I just love sitting around, having a laugh. It's funny, but I love going on holiday, lad. Can't beat going on holiday, going and seeing a new place, lad, or not even a new place, lad. I went to Tenerife for like the 5th or 6th time the other week, just because the weather's always nice there. Can't go wrong, lad. The weather in England's shite. Shite.
Would you want to live in England when you retire?
Probably not.
What do you see life after fighting looking like for you?
Well, lad, I've only been in Cali for 4 days and I'm fucking thinking about moving there, lad. Yeah, I'm in love. I'm in love with California, lad.
You'll move into Graham's guest room.
What did he say? San Diego, as Ron Burgundy would say. A whale's vagina.
Is that some place you could see yourself living?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
And your missus is okay with that?
My missus just loves the hot weather, lad, so she'd be alright with that. You know what I mean? It's just, obviously, me mum and dad and her mum and dad. I've got family, lad, so I want to earn enough money to bring my family over with me.
How much do you when you're measuring your own success, is it wins and losses? Is it financial? Is it
No, it's the legacy. It's the legacy that you leave behind. Doesn't matter how many times you win or lose, lad. The legacy, what you leave behind. Well, it does matter how many times you win or lose. I'm chatting shite there. You can't lose fucking 50 fights and win 10 and think you're a legend.
No, exactly.
But it's the legacy you leave behind, lad. There's some fighters that haven't got the best records, but they've left an unbelievable legacy behind. Look at BJ Penn. His record now is...
Shite.
Yeah, because he's lost like 7 of his last 8 fights or something, but he's still a legend. Still one of the best 155ers of all time.
Is there a fighter that you look to as you know, a role model or someone that you... No,
No.
not at all.
There's one that I look up to, that he's one of my favourite fighters, Big Nog, Nogueira. Because, fuck lad, you can fucking hit him with a crowbar, lad, and he'd still keep coming forward at you. You know what I mean? Smash his head in for 24 minutes and he'll tap you with a minute to go.
I feel like you would do that.
I feel like I could do that myself, yeah. Because I've got no quit in me, just like he hasn't.
Why is it that you and your fellow scousers just don't get knocked out? It's the chin?
Must be, lad. Must be. You've just said the chin, so I've just done that and it's just reminded me. Was telling the boys before, lad, you got a shave this morning.
I was about to say, because I saw you yesterday and you had
Guess how much that cost?
Oh, you got a proper shave, like
lad,
$50.
40.
That's
lad, I nearly...
Wait, but you got the hot shave, right?
Lad, I nearly shit myself when he said $35. I nearly had brown undies.
But,
I did, lad.
But wait, you got the hot shave, right?
Yeah, I got a
nice,
proper...
though.
It's nice, but it's not worth fucking $40.
But you could
get one by ours for a tenner or something.
Why don't you just do it yourself?
Because I don't want to look like fucking Macaulay Culkin, lad, or little spots here. I shaved that myself, lad. I look like fucking Home Alone, lad. Swear, all little cuts here, there, and everywhere. I just rather go and get it done. Now it's as smooth as a baby's ass, like. There's, lad.
No, it looks smooth.
It's as smooth as a baby's ass now, but when he said $35, and then the fella who paid went, that's not his tip either.
Yeah.
What? You just got $35 off me and you want more.
But at least you're looking good now.
Yeah, that's it. I have to get a shave, lad, for this tomorrow, to go to MSG tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Can't be turning up there looking like Wolfman. Can I, lad? I need a little El Shavo. Little clean shave.
Where are you sitting tomorrow, MSG?
I think we're cage side, lad. I'll just be like that.
Yeah.
When the camera comes round.
You'll do the... Yeah.
Doing the fingers. What's happening?
What do you... well, this will probably come out a little bit after tomorrow night's event, but real quick, any quick predictions for...
I think Usman's winning me. Like, I think Usman knocks Colby out in 2.
Oh, yeah?
I've said it on plenty of interviews, so I'll just say it again. I don't like Colby. He's a tit.
Yeah.
So I think Usman's going to knock him out in 2. I think Rose is going to win. I think that one's going to go all 5, though. And I think Gaethje's going to knock Chandler out in 2 rounds as well.
Is Gaethje and Chandler obviously on your radar, maybe down the line?
Yeah, down the line, not just yet. Know what I mean? They're like ranked, what?
Top 5, I think.
Yeah, 2 and 4, something like that. Know what I mean? I proper like Gaethje as well.
Yeah,
I proper like Gaethje, lad. You can't not love watching that man fight.
Is there, when you think about your career, and obviously you have great management and, you work your way up, is it hard sometimes to not get, excited about fighting maybe the top guys and understanding that there's a progression?
Yeah, there's obviously that, but...
I know you want to not... You
obviously, I want to fight... Yeah, I want to fight people in the top 10, but I've said it before, lad. I'm not fighting them on the wage I'm on now.
Yeah.
I'll keep fighting unranked guys until my contract's up, lad, and then negotiate on a new contract, and then I'll start fighting top-ranked guys, you know what I mean? At the minute, lad, I'm on your standard contract. I'm not fighting no one, no big heavy cat on that contract, lad.
How do you continue to evolve your game, and where do you see those places that you can improve? I mean, obviously,
lad, no matter if you're the best in the world, lad, you can still improve.
But where do you see as the biggest things that you try to focus on in training?
As I say, I don't know. Depends where I go. Wherever I go, lad, there's focuses on different things. I've got my own boxing coach, lad. I go and box with professional boxers. And then in the gym, we've got about 8 black belts in our gym. But then, as I say, when I'm over here, I've been training with, like, Justin Flores, Jay Flo, lad, who's Olympic gold medalist in judo, know what I mean? And I've just been in Henzo's this morning, lad, training with multiple black belts on there, Matt. So,
you tapping them?
Well, lad, this morning, lad, I was just going through the motions, to be honest. I was made up. When I look back at me fucking whoop band, lad, and I'd spent over 750 calories, lad, without having anything to eat, I was like, that, yes.
So now you're gonna go eat those.
Yeah,
back
I
up?
still haven't had nothing yet, lad.
Really?
I'm just chilling for now, lad. It'll
what's
be a
the-
nice
what's the meal
little
gonna be?
fast. Don't know. I haven't. Graham's been making sure that I don't eat that much, lad. So at the minute, it's he's been keeping an eye on what I've been eating. The other night he ordered some chips, and obviously they were just there on the table. So I'm like, that eating a few of them. Graham just went boom, whipped his napkin off and just threw them over the chips. I went, you're not eating no more. It's just like, yeah, bastard. But at the same time, it was a good thing because when there's food in front of me, I'll just keep eating, lad.
No, I feel the same. It's very hard to say.
It is. I'm a grazer as well, so even when I'm on a diet, if my mates are eating something, oh, what's that taste like, lad? Oh, yeah, it's Sam, that. You know what I mean? I'm a grazer, lad. I have to have a little bit of something just to see what it's like. It's terrible.
What's your go-to meal when you're post-fight? Big knockout.
Lad, I have multiple. Like if I get my phone out here, I had this.
What was your
lad,
meal after
I had
knocking out Luigi?
Well, after beating him, lad, we went back to the hotel, and I had a Popeyes, and then like 2 hours later I had a Shake Shack, and then like 2 hours later I had a Dairy Queen. So man went in. Yeah, where's this, lad?
Is this all the things you eat?
They were the different.
Let me read. Nando's, Planet Snacks, Casa Italia, Hickory's, Red Dog Saloon, Duke Street Market, Apocalypse Cow, Mowgli, My Cookie Dough, Gourmet Kitchen.
Lad, this is only half the list, lad. It's
Brothers
still, we're
Burgers,
going. We're still
Shakeout.
going.
It's literally all just.
It's all
ways
different
to get
scran gaffs. It's all different scran gaffs. No, what I need to put.
Why'd you make that list like that?
So that I remember. No, what I'm gonna do now, I need to put a tick next to them, so that I've been there. I've been to that one. That's why I made this list. That is exactly why I made this list, so that I could tick them off as I went along. Know what I mean? And I haven't been ticking them. So it's just come to me then, lad. I need to start ticking motherfuckers off. Brechy, lad, has been there.
Is there a place in the city you wanna?
Well, lad, I've been to Cat's Deli before when I was here a few years ago, but
Yeah, but your
I
stomach
do want to
is gonna
go
go
back
nuts
there
off
as well.
that.
I do want to go back there because that was heavy. That when I went there a few years ago, that pastrami, butty, lad.
Pastrami with the mustard and.
Lad, as you're eating it, you're like that. Fucking heavy, lad. Proper heavy. I don't get the mustard, me like. I'm not a big mustard fan, but that pastrami out of there is
And
power,
they have the
lad.
good chips too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, I need to go to In-N-Out Burger. Everyone keeps telling me In-N-Out Burger.
West side though, West Coast.
Everyone keeps
But Graham's not gonna be the one to bring you there.
No, he's definitely not. No,
You have
he's
to
not.
go when he's sleeping.
We've been going to get rice bowls and that, lad. So we've been eating, lad. We've been eating rice bowls and avocado and cherry tomatoes, lad.
I also want to ask you. Obviously, it's been well documented. You're, I guess probably a mentor in your eyes, but also someone you're very close with in Meatball Molly.
Yeah.
What's she been like to have around as two of you guys as very good friends going through the ranks?
Great,
together?
lad. I always say it. She's like my big sister. Whenever we're in the gym, lad, we're always having a laugh. It's even funnier as well because she's an Everton fan and I'm a Liverpool fan, lad. So I'm always just winding her up about how bad Everton are. You know what I mean? So I just get to skitter. So it is funny, but like when me and her are on the same show, lad, we fucking take over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we showed it on the last UFC. I don't think we've ever lost when we both fought on the same card either.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so we got to get you guys back on the same
Yeah.
card.
Don't think we've ever lost when we both fought on the same card, lad. So we'll be back on the same card again, I reckon, in the next few months, and it's gonna be great, lad. Especially if it's in the UK.
What's the best piece of advice she's given you, not necessarily MMA related, about life in general?
We give each other that many bits of advice, lad, that I couldn't just say one. You know what I mean? We've got loads, lad. The fact that we're always there for each other, no matter what, is the best. It is, lad. We're always there for each other, no matter what, and it'll forever be that way.
What's it like also to have? I mean, I don't know how close you are with Darren Till. I imagine you guys are buddies.
He trains in a different gym, doesn't he?
Okay, and but still kind of.
Yeah,
at
he's
your
still lad.
opinion.
I was with him the other night. He's sound, I don't know what I mean. fellow Scouser lad.
You guys are, and I mean, it does feel though that the UFC has a lot of you guys, a lot of you Scousers that are here to take over.
There's only 3 of us, lad. Don't worry, lad. I'll get a few more people from my gym signed over the next few years.
Is that what's gonna happen?
That's what's gonna happen, lad.
Who's someone that we'll look back on today that you'll keep an eye out?
Lad, there's multiple, lad. The lad that's closest, I'd say, is Nathan Fletcher. He's just, to be honest, he's just lost his last fight. But I know he's gonna come back bigger and stronger, lad, than ever before. He's just lost his last fight for the Cage Warriors bantamweight world title, lad. So I know he'll have that belt within a year, and then he'll be going to the UFC, lad. He's like the next one out of them all. But then like one of my main sparring partners, lad, Adam Cullen. He's a fellow lightweight. He's only 2-0 pro, but he's one of the most dedicated kids going, just like Nathan, and he's gonna go far as well.
What's the conversation like when you're, when you have a friend that might have lost a fight, and they're down about themselves? What's your best piece of advice to those fighters that, because you've been there where you've had a loss and you have to bounce back, but maybe it comes a little bit easier to you, but for some people it's tough.
I always say to people, you don't learn anything when you win.
Yeah.
Because you don't.
You didn't learn anything in your last fight?
No, I won. I won, lad. You don't learn nothing. I won the fight. I didn't have to go back and be like, oh, this happened and that happened because that happened. Know what I mean? You don't learn anything, lad. You just celebrate. And if you meet, like, I don't go and party, I go and get fat. Know what I mean? So, I go and get fat, lad. Some people go and party. I used to go and party. Now I just get fat. But when you lose, lad, it's a lesson, lad. Know what I mean?
But even like in the last fight, like you got clipped once, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like, is that something that you take note of?
No. It's not, lad. It's really not. I get it in most fights, lad. I'm not one of them that shies away from getting it, lad. But in a fucking fight.
What's racing through your mind? I'm curious when you're in that fight. Like what? I don't know if you.
I'm gonna smash your fucking head in.
But is it like anger? Is it like excitement?
No, yeah. It's like when I'm getting in the cage, lad, I'm proper excited, proper eggy. It's like that, wanting to get in there, lad, wanting to get going. Know what I mean? And then obviously when you start fighting, lad, I feel like I go onto autopilot. When I'm walking out and I'm clapping my hands, I'm smiling, I'm laughing. And then as soon as I step in the cage, lad, that's it. I've got my eyes on him and I won't take my eyes off him. I go into like a different zone.
What I also wanted to ask you about, obviously people make the Conor comparison. I don't know if you like it or not. You don't really care?
I don't give a fuck.
Have you met Conor?
I met him years and years ago before he ever became big. I met him when I had my Cage Warriors debut, when I went 4-0. One of his teammates was fighting on the same show. And I can remember after the fight, it was the night Anderson Silva got knocked out by Weidman.
Oh.
So we stayed up to watch it. And Conor was one of the only other ones that stayed up. And he wasn't happy when Anderson Silva got beat.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
He was rooting for Anderson?
Yeah, he wants Anderson to win.
What's it been like for you to see someone, come from that Cage Warrior scene to be...
It doesn't surprise me, lad. I say it to people all the time. Cage Warriors is the best show in Europe. It's the best show outside the UFC.
And for you, is the Conor trajectory something that you kind of strive for in a sense, maybe financially?
Yeah, financially, that's what fucking hell, that's what you want, isn't it, lad?
What if you had like?
He's got that much that we can wipe his ass with $100 bills, lad. That's what I want.
If you had $100 million, what would you do other than wipe your ass with the $100 bills? What's the first thing you're buying?
Probably
Personal
go and do
chef?
something for me city. No, probably go and do something for the city. Something that needs doing for the city. A fucking playground by ours or something.
How much does it mean to you to be able to represent Liverpool? And
Oh, it's massive, lad. It's great. Know what I mean? Like a lot of people from my country don't like me because we say Scouse, not English. Know what I mean?
is that a big?
No, it's just
Point
in
of
Liverpool we consider ourselves our own type of people. Know what I mean? We're Scousers, lad. We're not Englishmen. We're Scousers. Like just like people in Barcelona who are Catalonian. You know what I mean? They say no, we're Catalonian. We're not Spanish. We're just the same, lad. But the rest of Spain doesn't hate Barcelona for saying it. The rest of England hates Liverpool for saying it. Know what I mean?
But you're a proud Scouser.
Yeah, I am, and I'll never be anything else.
I also want to ask you really quick. Before we got on there, you were talking about a funny story where you got lost in
Yeah,
Croatia.
I got lost, lad, when I was in Croatia, lad. I went to Croatia years ago.
So how long ago was this?
I was a child, lad. I was before I won the belt, I think. Was it?
Who are you?
I
with?
think it was before I won the belt, lad. I was like 19. I was proper kid. I was with 2 of my mates and just went missing, lad. Went missing for like 36 hours, 48 hours, lad.
So you just went missing.
Just me, yeah. Just me on my own.
But you
So
because
they were riding around there's a place called Hvar in Croatia, and we was in this little island called Hvar, and they were just riding around on cycles trying to find me, and I was just, I don't know.
But
My dad ended up coming over and everything, lad. My dad ended up coming over to make sure I was okay, and when my dad got on the flight, I got found. And my dad smoked 40 ciggies on the plane.
Really?
Just go in the toilet and chain smoking 4 ciggies at once, thinking, oh, where's my son? Where's my son? Where's my son? Just like that, smoking bifters non-stop, blowing it down the toilet. Lad, Mark Pym is the sickest man ever, lad. He is the sickest man going.
Do you guys look the same? Do you guys,
Um,
you have a picture of your dad?
yeah, I'll have a picture somewhere, lad, somewhere on this,
You got the
defo.
same haircut?
No, we haven't got the same haircut, lad. We haven't got the same
Have you always
haircut.
had this haircut?
No. If you go back to my first Thingio fights,
Nice little selfies of you.
yeah, that's
Brushing
me.
your teeth?
Yeah, sending that to Graham yesterday because I had to get ready for something. He was like, where are you? I was like, oh, just brushing my teeth. Yeah, favourite. It's sad the way they do this on the iPhone now, innit?
Oh,
People
yeah,
and
no,
places.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, there's me dad. Yeah, there's me, my brother and my sister and my dad.
Wow.
It's a few years ago that, like. There he is getting me black belt with me.
Is he a madman like you?
Oh, lad, my dad's well madder than me.
Right.
Well madder than me. Mark Pimo is nuts, lad.
Right.
Dad's well madder than me, lad.
How so?
There's some sick stories from my half fella, lad. My half fella's one of the sickest men going, lad, I swear. My half fella can come out for a bevy with me and my mates.
Really?
Yeah. That's like how ready he is. You know what I mean? He comes out for a bevy with me and my mates.
So you get the craziness from him.
Yeah, definitely.
Your mum isn't.
Oh no, my mum's the opposite, lad. My mum's
Oh,
the
you have to
opposite.
you have to balance.
Yeah, my mum's the opposite, lad.
She ever like Paddy?
My
What do
mum
you?
doesn't like drinking at all. She's never touched any sort of weed or smoked a cigarette in her life. Never touched anything ever. My mum's just straight as an arrow, lad. You know what I mean?
Your dad probably needs that.
I need that. My dad needs that. Yeah, my dad's like the crazy one. And my mum keeps him level-headed.
And you need that too.
Yeah, I do.
Because you're crazy
That's what
too.
my bird's like. My bird keeps me level-headed, lad. Because I can go a bit wild sometimes and be daft, but my bird keeps me head screwed on.
And when did you? Well, it was funny too when you made that video a few days ago with because people were talking about your hair.
Lad.
But
the
because
amount
you
of
got
people-
a little trim.
Lad, all I got was little, but no, what it was.
What'd you get? Where?
The picture. I don't go to barbers, lad. I go to hairdressers. I have to get a woman to do this. I have to get the layers.
Wait,
put
so
in.
when you walk into the hairdresser, what do you say to the woman cutting your hair?
I don't have to. It's the same woman every time. It's Natalie. She does my hair every single
So
time.
you say,
lad.
Natalie, give me the good like.
She knows what to, lad. She knows what to
But
do.
what is it- but
I don't have to say anything.
But what is it that she does?
She puts layers in it. That's what it is, lad. You put layers.
And
in.
people noticed like there was a little trim. Was it different?
Well,
this
know
time?
what it was because of that. I had a little trim, and then that
But you
picture.
trimmed the top right there.
No, that picture what I put up, I just had a head guard on. So I just had a head guard on, so my hair was back, and people thought I had a haircut because of the way the head guard had sat me hair. So like, I got to I put that up in the airport. Put that up in the airport before I went to San Diego, and then I put a video. When I got there, my coach was sending me shit saying it's on Reddit and all that. I went, what? Lad, there'd been a thread made on Reddit. Paddy the Baddy's had a haircut.
But it was not.
I was like, I haven't had a haircut. So because of that, as soon as I got to San Diego, I was like, listen, I haven't had a haircut. Just so you know, I have. And then I seen pages putting up stock back up, and I was like, what? Stock, me stock never went down anyway. I never had a haircut.
Wow.
Oh, I swear, lad. People love the hair.
But now you can't ever change. You can't ever get rid of this.
No, this is a trademark now. This lad.
It is. But what? And when you first got this haircut, how did you come about deciding I want this?
Lad, everyone by ours just started growing their hair. They did. Everyone by ours started growing hair. If I go back on my phone to a few years ago and find pictures of me and my mates, two of my best mates, twins, lad, Sam and Jack. Jack was one of the first ones to grow. Was it after Zest? Like it was Zest then Jack. But Jack's hair, when Jack used to have proper long hair, had to come out. And then Sam's ended up like a perm, you know what I mean? It could not come out. We all, like, it was mad. Everyone grew long hair for a few years by ours, but I kept it. Just because I look better with long hair. I'm going to have to give a shout out to Wade, though, because one of my mates, Wade, when we was, he's a year younger than us, so when we was kids, when we was in junior school, he had long hair in junior school. So, like, 7, 8, 9, 10, he had long hair. So then when we all started to grow out, he was like, I set the trend, lad. I set the trend. I had it years ago.
Have you seen people back in Liverpool that now rocking your haircut yet?
Yeah, there's a lot of people doing it now, like young kids.
Because they see Paddy and they want to be like Paddy.
There's a young lad who comes to our gym called Noah, little lad, and
he's got the haircut. How do you describe his haircut?
He goes to the same hairdresser as me now.
He sees Natalie as well?
He goes to Natalie, yeah.
Shout out
Noah
Natalie.
goes to Natalie and just says, give me the Paddy.
Give me the...
So he says, goes to Natalie and just says, gives the Paddy.
What do you call it? What do you call your haircut?
Don't call it anything, lad.
You say it's the Paddy.
If you want to call it the Paddy, lad, it's the Paddy. You know what I mean? I really don't give a fuck, lad. People can call it a fucking bowl head if they want, lad. I don't care, lad. Gets called all sorts. Gets called a mushroom head or whatever. I don't care, lad. This is my hair, lad, and I like it this way.
And your missus loves it.
Yeah, that's it. It's funny, like, because people comment on it saying, comment on some of my stuff. All you need to do is get a haircut. Lad, if I wanted to get a haircut, I'd get a haircut. Just go in the barbers and go, lad, cut this for us, gives a 4 and a 2 or something. But I don't want one. So you commenting on it doesn't make a difference to my life. Lad, people are mad, lad. People think I'm going to listen to what they're saying on my Instagram comments and go, oh, no, what, lad? You're right, you know, Derek from fucking Baltimore. I need to fucking cut my hair because I look like a douche. You know what I mean? Nah, lad. Do what I want. End of.
End of.
Do what I want when I want.
To wrap things up, you talked about legacy earlier, and I wanted to ask you, when it's all said and done, obviously a lot of success, personally, professionally, healthy life. What do you hope the Paddy the Baddy legacy is?
I've always said that, lad, I want to be the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. And if you're in this sport and you don't want any other, and you don't want to be that, you're in the wrong sport. I want to be remembered, lad. I want to leave a legacy. I want kids to aspire to be like me when they're going to a gym, lad, and training.
And as a human being, though?
I just want to be known as a cool motherfucker. You know what I mean? That was, like, I'm no big mad fucking human rights person, lad, but I want everyone to fucking live a nice life and everyone to no discrimination and shit like that. Everyone just be cool, lad. Like I am. That's,
like you are.
I'm like this with everyone. People meet me and some people go, I didn't expect you to be like that, lad. I thought you'd be stuck up your own arse. And like, why? Just because I'm on like the telly now and then and I've got a few followers. I'm still a human being. I'm not a bellend. You know what I mean? People who get a bit of fame, lad, and let it go to their head and start being assholes, I don't like them. So I'll forever be me. I'll never change. Look at me now. This is what I'll be like forever. End of.
End of. Well, Paddy, thank you so much for taking the time. And I'm rooting for you. I know so many people are rooting for you. And, you know, I'm sure you're inspiring a lot of young boys and girls back home all over the world.
That's what I'm hoping, lad. I'm inspiring lots of young little Scouse kids, but not even just Scouse kids. I'm hoping inspiring people all over England, people all over Europe, all in America. Like being in New York and in San Diego and people stopping me for pictures and stuff like that, lad. It's sick, lad. It's a different feeling, obviously, because I'm used to it back home. When it's happening over here, it's different, lad. It feels a bit special, but I just can't wait to be headlining cards over here and proving everything right what I've said. And it's coming, lad, over the next few years. I want to fully take over.
You are here to take over.
I am, lad. I'm here to take over, and that's what's coming. And I know it is. Like, I've said it for years, and I'll continue to say it. I'm going to be the biggest name in this sport.
Period.
Yeah, we'll go all American. I'm going to be the biggest name in this sport. Period. Period.
Paddy the Baddy, everybody. Thank you so much, Paddy.
My man, thank you very much for that.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at felix.levine, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment.